Hi, my name is Brian McHenry, and I'm the Global Head of Cloud Security Engineering at Check Point. I'm here today to talk to everyone at Microsoft Ignite about how Check Point uses AI to deliver better outcomes in security, including how we use Azure OpenAI within our security solutions. So let's get started. First of all, the easiest way for us to get budget for anything these days is to mention AI because of the seemingly unlimited potential for AI to improve how we get our work done. But more seriously, let's move right on into it. What do we really mean by getting more done? Well, we get more done at Check Point by leveraging over 30 years of experience and hundreds of thousands of customers in cybersecurity. So we have a massive data set that helps inform the way we use AI. Secondly, we're a strong Microsoft partner leveraging Azure OpenAI within our AI Copilot to enhance your security operations. And third, we have a strong partnership with NVIDIA where we've embedded our software security technologies into their open GPU chips. Now, there's 4 main points of view that we talk about at Check Point when AI meets cybersecurity. One is how AI is used by attackers to enhance their success in breaching our systems, and we'll talk more in a minute. Second is how we use AI for defense to improve our precision, to make it possible to deliver better security outcomes. Third, it's how we secure our AI usage as an organization, whether that's how our employees are accessing AI tools, or it's how we offer AI-based solutions to our customers. And lastly, it's how we leverage AI for better security outcomes to ensure that our operations are getting the benefits of AI all along the way. So let's dive in. First, how is AI used by attackers? It's lowered the bar significantly to sophisticated attacks, becoming a force multiplier for even the most novice attacker to launch sophisticated attacks at scale. They can also more easily craft targeted attacks against specific targets, whether those are individuals or organizations, and in so doing increase their success rate beyond what they've seen in the past, from everything from phishing to web attacks to API attacks and any new form of attack that might be created with the use of AI. These attacks are hitting massive scale. 92% of attacks coming over email and 8% over web, and no one is immune. It's everybody from security companies like Okta to service companies like Dropbox to social media networks like LinkedIn and X. Ransomware as well is being seen a 90% increase, and AI is certainly playing a part in that. Edge devices, whether it's a VPN, a router, some other sort of gateway, and nation state actors such as China and Russia embedding possible backdoors into chips and so forth. And lastly, we have a total shortage of skills. For years, we've seen it's 3 million, 4 million open cybersecurity jobs that are unfilled. So we're doing more to outsource the security operations to managed service providers and SaaS providers alike. Now, when we talk about securing AI, we talk about things like prompt injection, where it's easy to fool a chatbot or some other AI implementation into doing something we don't want them to do. So here, within the actual resume is a simple thing that says hire him, which helps to bypass the AI that's used by resume scanning systems. So this prompt injection trick will help get a resume moved to the top of the pile. Now imagine this used for much more nefarious or evil intent, and you can see where prompt injection becomes a real problem for any type of environment where prompts are openly accessible. Another prompt injection attack that we've noticed in the wild is visual prompt injection, where an AI tool will be used to analyze an image that has embedded text or other instructions that then successfully injects that AI engine to do things that we don't want them to do. So injection is very commonly used as a way to attack these AI-based systems and large language models. And once poisoned by these injections, it's almost impossible to fix that model. So the stakes are very high for protecting yourself from prompt injection. And here you can see the text that's embedded in an image and can cause an injection to happen. Generative AI is also escalating cyber threats for things like phishing and other deepfake type technologies, where impersonating someone's voice, their face, other types of things will make it easier to fool people into surrendering their credentials, surrendering possible wire transfers, and other types of serious impacts to the business. And the organizational challenges are growing. I can't simply block generative AI. It's too good. It's something that is massively valuable to the workforce. So how do I prevent things like data loss and violations of regulation and compliance? How do we ensure that DLP systems can compensate for the leaks that might happen in conversational AI? And new Gen AI apps, pop up every single day. How do we know which ones can be trusted? So where do we even begin? We've talked to CISOs and customers around the world, and they've run into the things that we've just talked about. They tried to block ChatGPT, but that's not going to work. They just want to use it safely. How do we move as fast as this development in technology? Maybe one of the fastest developing technologies and fastest adopted technologies in the history of the world. And, how do I even assess the risk that generative AI is exposing me to? So these are the types of questions that we're hearing when we talk to customers. Now, when we talk about AI's use for defense, and we talk about fighting AI with AI, and Check Point is leveraging these tools to putting them in the hands of our security operators around the world to make it possible to keep pace with these attackers. We are also using it to improve the precision of our security controls so that there are fewer false positives and higher detection rates of novel attacks. And then enhancing the interface so that our operations are better, so you can research threats and attacks with much more speed and agility than ever before. And that's used in part by the leveraging of these three pillars. One is the threat intelligence or threat cloud AI from Check Point, where we have multiple engines. Over 50 of the 90 engines in our threat AI cloud are driven by AI, and all for different threat and attack vectors. Now, we're also leveraging tools and delivering tools to secure the use of AI, enhance security operations. And then lastly, we're delivering capabilities to secure the AI and the LLMs themselves. And so this is the way that we're looking about bringing new products and capabilities to market under Check Point's umbrella for AI. Now, we know that companies that use AI extensively are preventing breaches and have dramatically lower costs than when without the use of AI. And this is really, really important. And based on the cost of the data breach report by IBM in 2024. So where we can get these types of outcomes, we want to make sure that we're putting the tools in the hands of security operators and administrators all over the world so that they can get these same lower average costs of breach, faster response time, faster prevention times, rather than working in traditional models without the use of AI. We also want to secure usage of AI, right? Govern access to different AI services, be able to assess the risks. We want to secure pipelines that feed AI, whether it's the large language models or development pipelines. And we want to secure the prompts, prevent poisoning, and secure the models themselves. So these are the things that we really think about regularly. Now, Check Point is using AI in multiple ways. One is with the Infinity AI Copilot. Infinity is the name of our centralized platform for managing security systems from Check Point. And we also embed AI into many of our other tools and offerings in the background to improve accuracy, improve detection rates, and make it possible to protect against emerging threats. So let's take a quick look at how we use Check Point's Infinity Copilot to enhance your security operations. Now, here you see the Infinity user interface. And in the past, if I was faced with a new threat or a new CVE, I would have to go and sift through the logs and look through all the rules manually, perhaps with some log aggregation tools, to find where I was exposed, where I had protections, and it would take hours, days, possibly even weeks to fully research what my protections were against an emerging threat. So let's take a look at what an AI Copilot applied to the security operations management system can do for you. First, let's start with a conversational prompt. Everything from documentation to troubleshooting, we can do it here with the Infinity AI Copilot. Next, we have the AI Watch dashboard. So AI Watch is a new capability from Check Point to monitor all of your users' usages of various different AI tools to give you a sense of what sensitive data might be exposed, what different tools are being used, and where the sources of data are coming from, to give you a better sense of what the risks are associated with your company's use of generative AI tools. Now, you can see here we have dashboards that show everything from the high level down to the low level. Exactly how are we using ChatGPT? What are the risky user sessions? What are the content sources so that we can get a better sense of what data loss we might be exposed to and what types of data are being shared with the tools. So this is really, really powerful for quickly assessing what is your risk. Now, the Infinity AI Copilot, I'd love to show you a little bit more in action of what this does to enhance your speed and your ability to respond to new threats and clean up your administration tasks with over 90% of increased efficiency. So first of all, let's talk about a few best practices and then we'll get to a demo. First, we want to have data-driven risk mitigation. We want to have smart visibility, full logging. We want to have customized reports that are detailed and tailored around AI usage, and we want them to be continuous and actionable. So when we talk about AI app discovery, we want to know which AI tools are used by your employees, know their risks and purposes. We want to know exactly what kind of data is being shared. Is it sensitive intellectual property data? Is it sensitive information about employees, about customers? And we want to monitor things like copy and pasting, which are very common with the use of AI and one of the most common vectors for data loss or data leakage. And then we want to look at what the use cases are so that we can actually make intelligent decisions about how to govern the use of AI in our organization. So what do you want to look for? Well, you want to look for microsegmentation. We want to make sure that each app is only used how we want it to be used. We want to look at ways to segment the network and the application level so that we have proper safeguards and guardrails. Now, we also want to have fast out-of-the-box capabilities, right? We don't want to need to set this up and take a long period of time before we get to any kind of functional usage of the tool. And then lastly, we will look for things that are optimizing the performance. What we don't want to do is impact the performance of the large language model and of the chat GPT or other tool that we've implemented ourselves. So what do we talk about when we talk about Check Point Infinity AI Copilot that's built with Microsoft's Azure OpenAI service? Well, this enables you to manage the full suite of tools from Check Point using a copilot that automates common security tasks, looking for threats, looking for possible efficiencies in how we do our operations, and enhancing how we remediate and respond to incidents. It also lightens the workloads. Event analysis, troubleshooting, policy changes, all can be done much more efficiently with the help of a copilot. And then lastly, we want to improve our effectiveness. So we want to protect LLMs from vulnerabilities like prompt injections and make sure that we have data from everywhere we can pull it from to ensure that the outputs are correct, safe, and accurate. So how does the Infinity AI Copilot work? Well, it's just as simple as writing a prompt. It's multilingual, fully supports natural language processing. So everything from troubleshooting to support to incident response. How do we make sense of things? And don't worry, I said it's multilingual and supports languages pretty much from all over the globe. So let's take a look again at that Infinity Smart One Cloud interface and what it looks like when I walk up and I have a complex problem to solve. So simply asking that question without specific CVE IDs, you can see, yes, you're protected. The IPS covers all the CVEs that are associated with the move it transfer attacks. So again, a simple natural language prompt with only the most basic information about the type of attack, I'm able to determine that I am protected. This is a task that normally would have taken hours, possibly even days or weeks. Next, we want to know, hey, was there any attack attempts? So I know I'm protected, but let me see if I've been attacked. And the Copilot will read the logs and note that you've had multiple attack attempts, and then ask you if you want to be notified about this in the future. So we're now enhancing our reporting on the fly. And we are going to be notified in the future. So let's make sure we thank the Copilot. So in closing, we want to make sure that we're protecting ourselves and thinking about AI and cybersecurity in a holistic and cohesive fashion, both how it enhances the attackers, how it also is a force multiplier for defense, what we can do to secure the use of AI, whether it's publishing our own AI engines or the use of AI by our employees. And lastly, we want to seek out things like the Infinity AI Copilot that runs on Microsoft Azure and to ensure that we are getting peak efficiency out of our security tools. I want to thank you, and I wish you a great Ignite conference.